Today is Friday, April 25, 2014. Sunrise this morning was at 5:53 a.m. The sun will set at 7:47 p.m. Length of daylight hours today will be 13 hours, 53 minutes. Of visible light, 14 hours, 55 minutes. Tomorrow's daylight will persist 2 minutes, 42 seconds longer than today's. The waning crescent moon with 17% illumination is 25 days old, rose at 3:47 a.m. and will set at 3:59 p.m. At noon, the moon will pass above Rutland City at 228,701 miles distant from the center of planet Earth. The moon today will appear within the 12th zodiacal designation, Pisces, the fish. Born today with the sun in Taurus, the bull. Happy birthday, stage and screen actor Al Pacino is 74. And Guglielmo Marconi, inventor of wireless telegraphy, better known as radio, was born this day in 1874 in Bologna, Italy. On April 25, 1915, the Gallipoli Campaign of 1915 and 1916, also known as the Battle of Gallipoli or the Dardanelles Campaign, began. Allied war planners led by Great Britain and France attempted to control the sea route from Europe to Russia during World War I, thus cutting off supplies to the crumbling Ottoman Empire. The naval campaign and a protracted land campaign on the Gallipoli Peninsula failed with great loss of life, including troops from Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. Turkey celebrates the day as the last great Ottoman military victory. In 1960, on this day, Elvis the Pelvis Presley's Stuck on You was #1 best-selling single. On this day in 1970, the #1 pop record was Jackson 5's ABC. The tsunami of dementia that's about to swamp us as baby boomers age has got plenty of attention, but the reality has not sunk in. We stave it off with jokes. Ronald Reagan goes in for his annual physical, and the doctor says, "Mr. President, I have bad news and worse news." Reagan says, "Lay it on me, Doc." The doc says, "The bad news is you have cancer." Reagan goes, "And the worse news?" The doctor says, "You have Alzheimer's." Reagan says, "Well, at least I don't have cancer." Michael Kinsley in The New Yorker. Under mostly clear skies in downtown Rutland, the high temperature is predicted to reach 62 degrees on the Fahrenheit scale. Expect a mix of sun and clouds with light variable winds today. Tonight will be cloudy with a 50% chance of showers predicted and an overnight low of 25 degrees. Winds tonight, east-southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Highest temperature in the U.S. today is 98 degrees in Del Rio, Texas. Lowest temperature is 11 degrees at Mount Washington, New Hampshire.
True Hollywood story. When huge Hollywood legendary star Marilyn Monroe died on August 5, 1962, authorities on the scene at her home didn't know who to call, so they called her ex-husband Joe DiMaggio. DiMaggio stepped in and orchestrated his ex-wife's funeral.
DiMaggio barred the public and almost all the Hollywood glitterati, producers, directors and actors, from the funeral. The studio executive tried to convince DiMaggio that the entire people should be at the funeral. DiMaggio gave his reply, "Tell them I DiMaggio, if it wasn't for them, she'd still be here."
For 2 decades, DiMaggio had flowers delivered to Marilyn's grave twice a week. At the end of August 1982, the flower delivery stopped. Author Richard Ben Kramer told CNN in 2000 that DiMaggio stopped the flowers because by then he had spent thousands of dollars and
the people were just stealing his roses.
Believe it or don't, I don't care. It's your choice.
The Guardian newspaper reports London is exceptionally smoggy right now, with at least some of the air pollution blamed on dust that traveled all the way from the Sahara Desert. Paul Hutchin at the Met Office in London says, "We usually see this happen several times a year when big dust storms in the Sahara coincide with southerly winds to bring that dust here. More dust rain is possible during showers expected later this week." The Associated Press describes many cars covered in a film of red dust. Conditions are expected to worsen as smog travels through more of the United Kingdom, but should ease a bit through the weekend. This has been today's Weather Minute. I'm Richard Alcott.